Testing. Making sure the level's right. Let me get this down just a little bit. I don't need to have that all the way up. Make sure I'm trying to do all this scheduling shit. I was told, like, if you want people to watch you, man, you got to let people know. So I'm doing the schedule so people know. I only did it 30 minutes ahead of time today. They'll get better. Y'all know I'm doing all this shit on my own. So I take every constructive, critical point and I try to put it into play for the next time. And if I fuck up, as a matter of fact, since I'm doing it this way, let me go in and put Haps on. I'm going to put Haps on because Haps has been getting me into some spaces that I hadn't been in. So I want them to be a part of it, even though I can't get my green screen stuff right. But I at least want to be functional up there. So just give me a second. Got a couple people that I'm expecting to jump on this. It's going to be able to give me a little bit of dialogue as well. We're about to talk about something. We're about to talk about some birth control. Birth control. Let me get Haps right. Let me get Haps right. I'm going to put him on the phone, so putting him on the phone. So yeah, just getting some things right. I know y'all be like, how come he don't be ready to talk right when he gets on? Because I tried to make sure I was on time. All right. I tried to make sure I was on time. I tried to make sure that I did the right thing by getting here on time. And I was still a minute late. What am I here? 4 minutes? Maybe I was 5 minutes late. All right. I was 5 minutes late. So I wanted to check in today. Because I think we've got a few things wrong out here. We've got more than a few. But one of the things that I think we got wrong is the way we are dealing with birth control. When you hear the term birth control, you're going to start formulating your own opinions about it. A lot of people do. And that's common. So I'm good with that. I'm not here to speak about that. I'm not here to speak about extinguishing life. No, I'm talking about the birth control that happens after you do conceive and you go through the cycle of pregnancy and you give birth and how you control that. So I'm going to walk this one down a little bit slower than I normally do with some things. And, I'm going to be me, but Freedman Media has got to bring more to this space than just always talking about stuff that you see normally on social media. As much as I loved speaking about the walk to reparations, because we on a walk towards it. And shout out to Tamara Johnson-Shealy. She's killing it out there now. She got Raphael Warnock tripping. she got him tripping, and he's sending all the pawns at her. You know, he done sent the NAACP at her. He done sent the SCLC, he's sending everybody at her. But see, the crazy thing. Ain't nobody watching anyway, so it don't really matter. So if it got knocked off, I'd have just started it over. I don't even know if it did get knocked off. It said, you know, you've experienced a problem, and the screen went black. Well, it's black now. I'm here, but it went white. It went white. There was nothing happening. Now, hopefully they don't get upset about me talking about birth control. I mean, I know they get upset about talking about a lot of shit out here, but hopefully they don't get upset about talking about birth control, because I'm not speaking about the birth control that they speaking about. Okay? I'm not speaking about that birth control. Shout out to that brother. Karan Gaines' book had just gotten talked about, and the post has been liked by 171,796 people. That's big. That's big right there. So if you're fucking with me in the Hap space, understand that it's going to be a green background behind me because I can't do green screen. And if there has been some updates in that last few days and I haven't noticed, please tell me how I can do green screen, and then I won't be over here doing it this way. Facebook and YouTube. If you're in the YouTube chat, I believe that'll come straight through what I'm looking at, because I'm not looking at a YouTube chat on an outside device. And if you're in Facebook, I believe that comes through too. I'm just learning these things. So I try to stay away from the chat room unless I got a actual dialogue going with somebody so I can stay on task. Just so I can stay on task. So yeah, we gonna get into talking about birth control, but not birth control like Margaret Sanger birth control. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about birth control after we actually get here. So, you know, I appreciate that. But shout out to Bethany Mayhew, aka B-Roll. Great interview yesterday. As the OGOL Griffin, Otis Griffin, as everybody knows him online. I appreciate that constructive criticism you gave me, brother. And I took that and I finally watched the playback sometime this morning. And I went over it again and I was like, you know, I really did appreciate the fact that he stepped in there and said, yo, brother, lean back a little bit, perfect your craft, let your guest roll. See, even though I know a lot of shit about broadcasting, I don't know as much about interviewing as I'd like. So I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of interviews. I love talk shows when I was younger, you know, and love seeing the way the interview dialogue goes back and forth. And obviously I had dreams to do something like that, or I wouldn't have ventured into broadcasting in the mid 90s and still be here in this space into the early 2000s. We still in an early stage, right? 2021, still early. You know, we don't get to the mids till we get to the 30s, 5s, and 40s. Well, I wanted to include Haps because Haps has been good to me. I think I hit 99 days on Haps. I've been broadcasting for 99 days on Haps. So, you know, I got 99 problems, but Haps ain't one. So I appreciate everybody that's out here being supportive. You know, I've got another post coming up later where I'm going to be talking about supporters, you know, and talking with supporters, because I don't think that we have enough of it in our community. I don't think we have enough of it in our village. And, you know, young lady sent me something today regarding a lady who died on the porch of someone, a stranger in Saginaw. I believe, just the way I read the article, the way they put it together, because they kind of put the article together like as if they were reciting what the 911 call, and it doesn't seem like she was a part of the melee, but it sounds like she might have got struck by a bullet and then ended up on somebody's porch. So with that being said, there was nobody there to respond to her because they were going to wherever the shooting was. But them bullets fly places. Them bullets go places, and sometimes they strike individuals, and that's an issue. I'm just making sure that the stream is still up on my end. Oh, yeah, it's still showing. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know how it dropped or whatever, but yeah, we still here. We still Haps is on. I can see Haps on Facebook. Let me go to YouTube. YouTube might have fucked up. Facebook don't always drop. So let me just get there, get into the channel. Oh, yep, I'm seeing it. Okay. Seeing them both live. Good deal. But yeah, I think where we are now, there's a lot of talk about the nuclear family. And the breakdown of the nuclear family. And I go to it sometimes, but, I think the nuclear family, the true definition of the nuclear family is husband, wife. I believe the true definition, the true core of the nuclear family is husband and wife. Somebody said they in there. Missy B, peace and love, family, peace and love. You've been rocking with me so strong, Missy B. Give your king a pound for me. Give that young seed you're taking care of a pound for me. Tell him Brother Shannon is already rocking with him because Missy B is rocking with me. I appreciate you. But yes, this space that we're in, I think we're getting caught up, with the wrong things, because the core of the nuclear family is the husband and the wife. Now, if there is a family, if they're a couple, they're a couple. That's the husband and the wife. But if they're a family, then is it the husband and the wife, or is it the mama and the daddy? Because that's who counts in the nuclear family, the mama and the daddy. Or, I'm going to go here, okay? I'm going to go here because it's 2021, the mama and the mama, the daddy and the daddy. But the mama and the daddy had to create. Whether they make it happen after the baby gets here, that's how you have to kind of move them chess pieces around. But to get there, there's got to be a mother and a father. And I stand corrected there. It's not a mom and a daddy that makes the baby. It's a mother and a father that makes the baby. A mom and a daddy who take care of it, or a mom and a mama, or a daddy and daddy. However that works out. Because there's a distinct difference between mother and father, mama and daddy. So, some of y'all don't know that definition, and I get it. Some of y'all think that everybody is a mama and everybody is a daddy. No. And that's just in my opinion. But since it's my channel, I'm going to put out my opinion. So, birth control. When we break birth control down, well, the way I'm going to break it down, I saw a lot of things that I don't think people really put into context. Let me get my mouse here because I really don't want to be running my hands across the mouse on the computer. So I'm going to share a screen or two here. Okay, I got that ready. Because like I said, I want to walk this down. I got a little bit of a time. I got more time than I thought I was going to have because I had a meeting and the meeting got cut short because we did a phone, then there was a person, and then we're going to do an in-person tomorrow. So there was no reason to just hang out because we weren't going to get everything that we needed to get done today anyway. Now, can y'all see that? Let me bring it up bigger. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better. I ain't like some of my brothers out here who know how to really do this thing. I'm getting better at it though. Okay. So is that better? Oh no, we need it there. We need it there. Yeah, I don't need to be big in the screen. I need to be smaller in the screen because we got to be able to see what we're seeing. But when we talk about birth control, we got to start with the first word. We got to start with birth. Like I said, we're not talking about extinguishing life on this. We're talking about life after. Okay. So the emergence of a baby or other young from the body of its mother. The start of life as a physically separate being. The emergence of a baby or other young from the body of its mother. The start of life as a physically separate being. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, when you think about it, when you say the start of life as a physically separate being, when a woman has a baby, she's still connected to that baby. When she pushes that baby out of her womb, out of one of the most controlling spaces in the world, the vagina, when she pushes that out, or some situations call for a cesarean. So she literally pushes it out of her womb. That baby is still connected to her. That baby still has a physical connection, although it is now in the world that we live in. They have not yet been separated physically from the mother. So I'm back. I'm back. I don't know exactly what's going to happen to the stream itself. Uh-oh. Oh. I got some shit happening. I don't know if it's birth control that's doing it. I don't know exactly what's going on, but my signal is not showing, strong, but it's back now. Hap's never left. I don't know if there's anybody in here viewing. I can't see anything. So where I was talking about birth, and it just didn't give up a whole lot. Like I said, the definition was kind of whack, talking about the pitter of tiny feet. I don't know exactly what that is. Yeah, whatever. So let's go back to the screen and go back to what the second part of birth control is. And that is control. Okay. And when you see control, control gives up a little bit more. Control gives up a little bit more. Give me one quick second here. He didn't know, in all fairness to him, I didn't mean to send him the voicemail, but I had to. Hey, bro, ... I am live right now, but I'm bringing your maps down tomorrow. I hadn't forgot. I just got caught up, period. All right. Multitasking, probably not doing it very well right now. But yeah, when we talk about control, jurisdiction, sway, power, authority, command, dominance, domination, government, mastery, leadership, rule, reign, sovereignty, supremacy. We hear that word a lot. Ascendancy, predominance, hegemony. What's up with these words that I've never seen before? There's a lot of words out there. I'm gonna have to learn them because I like using them. Charge, management, direction, guidance, supervision, superintendence, oversight, influence. See, it really starts to get into the words that I want to talk about later on in there. Oversight, influence, guidance, supervision, direction. See, I'm not really concerned about supremacy. I'm not concerned about rule or reign or government or domination or mastery. I'm not concerned about that. I am concerned about oversight. I am concerned about guidance. I am concerned about supervision. Management even can be thrown in there. There was authority up top there. We have to put that in there. Even the second synonym, sway. As a parent, you have to sway children to do things sometimes, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you are making them do it, but you are influencing them to do it. So therefore, you are swaying their decision or swaying their ideology. You have to do that as a parent. You don't necessarily have to control their thought, just sway their thought, so that's something that we definitely want to keep hold. Now, what I also did was that's the noun of control. There is a verb part of control. Be in charge of, run, be in control. I don't know why that says it twice. Manage, direct, administer, head, supervisor, superintend, oversee, guide, steer, command, rule, govern, lead. A lot of the same words that are as nouns that are used as verbs. You have to do these things. You have to lead. You have to steer. You have to guide. You have to oversee. You have to supervise. You have to manage. You have to direct. Near the bottom there, it says run the show. A lot of parents don't understand. As a parent, I don't give a shit how crazy your kid gets with you. You still have to run the show. I don't give a fuck that my granddaughter's coming up on the terrible twos. She needs to understand that Coco runs the show. And when Grandpa's there, or Papa, as she says, is there, I run the show. And I give it up to Ray, AKA Coco, because she has such an influence and such a way with her being able to teach her some of the things that she's taught her. I know goddamn well I don't have the patience to do what she does. I don't have the patience to do what she does. So she does it, and she does it with such little effort. She's just that type of individual. So I let Coco run the show. Now, if I feel that Kylu is getting out of pocket a little bit, I might step in and drop a little bass on her. Because, Coco's got that nice, sweet, soft, purring voice. Except when she's yelling at me. But you know what I mean? She's got that voice that Kai loves. She loves that voice. But I have to step in with the bass. It's not that she doesn't love the bass, but she knows the bass means business right off rip. We're not going to have no shit up in here. Peace to everybody that's up in the half space. See a few of y'all creeping in. Y'all might have dipped over when I lost the signal. So yeah, but I appreciate you being back in pocket. Oh man, we picked up another subscriber on YouTube. We are doing it at 474 subscribers. We are doing it. Anybody that's checking this video out for the first time, understand you just need to like it and subscribe. What you're going to hear will be viable. You'll be able to take it back into your universe and put it to use. Trust me. Trust me. That's a strange phrase when you're talking about birth control and you're saying trust me, but I get it. Running the show, pulling the strings, ruling the roost. Now, holding the purse strings, I don't know how it's going. Wear the trousers, I don't know. We don't need to get all into that. Those things speak for themselves. So I think where we have fallen as parents out here, as we have lost birth control, we've lost it. We've lost birth control because once the child is delivered, it is your responsibility 100% to take care of that child. That child didn't ask to be here. I've used that phrase probably my whole adult life. The children don't ask to be here. That's a deal that's worked out with the mother and the father long before they get here. But once the child does get here, or children, there's twins, triplets, whatever, it's up to the mother and the father to take care of that child. And where I feel like we have fallen as a collective, we lose that birth control. We lose that ability. Sometimes it's not even we lose it involuntarily. We lose it voluntarily. To want to take care of the babies. And something I've been saying most recently, we've got to set standards for our children before someone else sets standards for them. It's not a new phrase. I just kind of flipped it around. I would rather be the most difficult person that my children and my grandchildren are ever going to have to deal with. I want to be that most difficult person. So when they do get out in the street, they know how to fuck around. You hear me? They know how to move. They know how to, I haven't used this word in a long time, so I'm going to use it, acquiesce in any environment. Because that's fucked up when you're in an environment and you don't know how to acquiesce. You've got to. So from birth, there are two parents, two capable individuals that have to take care of this child. Now, like I said, things don't always work out. So I'm not here just speaking on the nuclear family, the husband and the wife, because sometimes you don't even get to that stage of the husband and the wife. But there is a mother and a father that creates the child, but it may not end up being the mother and the father that takes care of the child. But there's got to be two beings. There's got to be two beings. You need that balance. And if you have the mother-mother dynamic, or if you have the mother or the dad-dad dynamic, there still has to be that other being from other side to give that child the balance. There is nothing you can do to make me believe that two women can raise a child without the assistance of a man, or two men could raise a child without the assistance of a woman. That kid is imbalanced. It's just the way it is. There's nothing you can do to prove that. You can't prove that there's a child out there that has been raised just with one side of the gender spectrum. So the control part, I just make sure that we're all there. When you start talking about authority, as a parent, you have to know your life changes when you have a baby. Now, people that have had multiple babies, their life changes every time they have another child. But from that first baby on, your life changes. You are no longer the individual that you were before you had children. This goes for the mother and this goes for the father. You are not the same. Mother, father, mom, dad, whatever. You are not the same. When you take the responsibility of raising a child, because we're past the creation part of it now. Now we're into the raising immediately. When you take on that responsibility, your life is not the same. So you cannot do the same things. I'm going somewhere with this shit. So for the 2-3 people that's going to see this motherfucker, understand, we'll get there. Just give me some time. Let me walk this down. I'm sure glad my internet came back on. I mean, because I would have probably hung on to Haps for a little bit. But since I am technically underground, I mean, let's be real. I'm underground without any internet. My LTE is straight up dog shit. So it would have been a struggle to finish the stream with Haps. I'd have finished this whole thing with Haps. I wouldn't have just said, oh, you know what? Since, StreamYard shit on me or YouTube or whatever, I would have finished it. I would have did the exact same thing that I'm going to do here, that I'm doing here, right on Haps. One monkey don't stop no show. And when you've had several monkeys try to stop your show, when you have to just deal with one monkey, how do you like your monkey meat? Rare or well? Because either way, that motherfucker's cooked. Some understand that, some don't. Who that has just stepped into the half space? Is that Mr. Gaines? Because he's really the only one that said something to me or says that to me like that. If that's Mr. Gaines, I want to talk to him about his 171,796 likes. I believe that's what it is. I think I memorized that shit just by looking at it and being so excited to see it. Was it that? It was. I'm going to look at it. That's what it was. See, I get excited about some shit. I remember it. If I'm not excited about it, I will forget it instantaneously. What's good, young king? I believe that is you in there. Like I said, you're the only one that calls me big homie right off the rip like that. Every now and then I'll catch it, but most people, if it ain't Unc or, whatever, old motherfucker, whatever. But yes, 171,796 likes. You're moving, young lion. Just keep doing your thing. and fuck all else. Fuck all else. That meme I put up earlier and shit. How to handle this heat. You got to handle this heat out here, man. Drink lots of water and watch what the fuck you say to me. I need you to do number one, but don't dip on number two. Get you lots of H2O and watch your motherfucking mouth. Shit. Well, that was on the celebrity actor page. That was on the... Yeah. Yeah. You're killing it, dude. You're killing it. You know? As long as your feet moving the right way, good shit's gonna happen. Good shit's gonna happen. We in here talking about birth control. This is a young man that has 6 children. I don't think he really minds me putting it out there because he takes care of all the motherfuckers. Because if he didn't, we probably wouldn't be as close as we are. But he's got 6 kids. And he takes care of them. And he's in their life the right way. Because he is an authority figure. He is in charge. He gives them guidance and supervision and direction. See, this is what I'm talking about. We have to be that as parents. See, I can take this shit anyway. I didn't know I was going to have the dialogue with this brother today, but since he's here, I'm just going to fuck with it a little bit. I love having examples. This is kind of like show and tell for me. But a young man who's 34 years old with 6 children and he's in their life totally. Not just, oh, I'm going to see you here and I'm going to see you there, and, see you at the birthday party. No, he's in their life. He is a decision maker in their life. He's in charge. That means something. That means something. You can't just be a father of 6. You got to be daddy. Because if you're just a father of 6, and come on, man, that ain't really nothing to write home about. You just a father of 6. Are you a daddy of 6? And don't tell me you a daddy of 3 and you're not a daddy of 3 because you're mama, baby mama. No. I already told you 2021, that won't fly with me no more. Don't tell me that a woman ain't letting you see your kids. Do not tell me that a woman ain't letting you see your motherfucking kids. I'm the last motherfucker you want to tell that shit to. You know. Because so if you one of them fuck that bitch niggas, fuck that shit. My voice will change from time to time. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Yeah, if you one of them motherfuckers, get the fuck out of my face. Man, I'm going to up you to the fullest. You know what? I'm going to up you even though I ain't got my t-shirts. So you know that's love. I ain't even advertising you yet, and I'm going to up you. I was just telling some other brothers that I work with. I see them walking around with their t-shirts and shit, and I'm like, look, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get down to that 2X. Y'all always carry the 2Xs, but you don't never get a 3. I need that 3, boy. I'm going to get back to a 2X. I'm going to work on it. Everybody keeps a 2X, but don't nobody have a 3X. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love fucking with you about it because I know you mean well and I know you're busy. That's why I don't be busting your chops about it. But I appreciate you letting me use you for a visual aid of sorts. Like I said, we don't control our children after birth. We don't really have birth control. We've got to give them the guidance. We've got to give them the direction. And I'm not talking about just when they're in our face. We've got to give them that so when they go out there and they're not around us, pull this down for a sec. When they're not around us, they still act like we're right there next to them. You ever seen a kid and shit? Like he constantly acts like he's got that special friend and shit. Like, you know, that imaginary friend. That's his mama or that's his daddy or it's both. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes it starts out where the kid is very cautious, like, all right, I can't do nothing stupid. I can't do nothing stupid. But then in the end, what really happens? That kid gains confidence by knowing that his mama and his daddy, or his mom and his mom and his dad are right there for him spiritually. See, when they right there for him spiritually, oh, he's a bad motherfucker. There's nothing more confident than a child who looks out into the crowd and sees their parents. Nothing more confident. I'm an old motherfucker. You better learn something here. I'm going to get real close, you know. You learn something here. There ain't nothing more confident than a child that looks out into the crowd and their parents are out there, and then they go out there, they go out there and perform their ass off. They're not performing just for the team. They're now performing for mama. They're now performing for daddy. So their asses both better be in there. Or is that his mama and mama? Oh, okay. Or daddy and daddy? Okay. But all y'all asses need to be in that bitch. Put them hashtags in there. Put them hashtags in there. One God Clothing, Woke Seed. Drop the link to the song in there. I want them to see how multifaceted you really are. I can talk you up and put you in different spaces that I fuck with because I want them people fucking with you too. You coming through on the book, but your shit is on Haps right now. That's why I told you I'm on this platform from Tokyo to Tucson. So you got people seeing this shit that ain't normally gonna see it. They're just seeing it on the book. You everywhere now. 14 countries and growing. You're probably in another country. We talked 2 days ago. You're probably already in another country. Shit. Fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. So why have we lost the control? Because, see, I'm not going with the theory that I think we've lost control. I'm going with the theory that I know we've lost control. We've lost control as parents, starting at birth. Now, that's speaking with a lot of young parents. But then I can speak about parents my age. Hell, I can speak about myself. You know, before I speak about anybody else, I'm going to speak about myself. I can speak about my experiences. Did I lose birth control? Absolutely. Absolutely. I lost birth control. Because I come from a family of team-like individuals, you know, collective individuals. We had a really good working family. Like my grandmothers were living, going back to my Prince was living, you know, Mother Rory, or some of y'all. I done met some cousins in some other parts of the country, and they don't say Rory, they say Rory. So Mother Rory, when she was still living, when Miss Louise was still here, do your thing, baby, do your thing. Mr. Karan Gaines doing his thing, booking 14 countries as of 2 days ago. I'm sure it's somewhere else now. 34-year-old father of 6 doing it. He been dealt some fucked up cards over the last couple of years. So to be doing it out here the way he's doing it out here, eat a dick. He basically just told motherfuckers, just okay. You know, motherfuckers say some greasy shit to you. Okay. He's like, okay, I'll be back. You ain't got to come back with a motherfucking gun. You come back with a blowtorch. Yes. I'll be here when you get back. So, losing control causes all kind of problems for everybody. The parents obviously have probably not worked together really well. See, rare is it when you have all the parents that are involved, you know. And let's say the max, okay? Let's say the max. So, you know, there's two parents, because this is today. Two parents to create the child, they break up, and then they go find somebody else. So now you got four parents. So let's say all parents involved, from 2 to 4, okay? They haven't come together as a unit, and that child languishes. That's not the child's fault, even though the child is going to suffer the consequences. That's the parents' fault, because they didn't get on code with each other. They couldn't get that kid on code. I'm not going to use that term a lot. I'm not going to cross signals. A lot of times you hear people talking about being on code. We're talking about some other stuff, political stuff. So I'm not going to use that. You know, things just creep into your dialect and you get so used to saying them, you can put them in different contexts, but not today, not today's sake. When all the parents don't work together, the child suffers greatly. And unfortunately, the consequences are greater as the child is older because the stakes are higher. But where the stakes truly are highest is when the child is young enough to teach. When you start teaching a child things and they start retaining information, if all of everybody is not on the same moral, I got to use it again, code, if everybody's not on the same moral code, that child now has mixed signals. And we already know what happens when you get mixed signals. You're going here, you're going there, you're going there, you're going here. Now imagine that child's dealing with two parents and they're not on the same page. Well, what if those two parents didn't work out and now there's four parents? So all four of those parents you've got a confused child. You've got a really confused child. That's a problem. That is a problem. But I get it. I get it a lot of times where the parents get so caught up in themselves that they lose touch of not only the reality of themselves, but they lose the touch of reality of what's going on with their child. Probably the only reason that they're upset about some shit is because of the child, but they're upset between the parent and themselves. And if you've got a parent, like I said, they went out and they got somebody, another parent went out and got somebody. So now you got four individuals, two on this side, two on this side. You ain't got nothing but a motherfucking WWF match. And they just tagging each other. They having their own fucking parental wrestling match. And the baby's over here languishing. Makes no sense. Who's in control? Who's supervising? Who's managing? Who's guiding? No one. Because everybody is embroiled in their own shit, and that child is left to fend for themselves. So guess what? By all that reckless ass behavior, all that reckless, detrimental behavior of you not having birth control, now you have swayed that child's ideology. If you weren't here from the beginning, you won't understand why I set that up to break that down that way. If you have been here from the beginning, then you understand. I know who was here. I know who wasn't. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to repeat it. If you didn't hear it the first time, sugar, salt. The first time is cold. I got to figure that out because I'll be like having to push the thing back through there with my tongue and shit. And I don't like that feeling. And then the ice be coming out. And sometimes I've sucked the ice cube out and I don't like that feeling. But, anyways, it is what it is. So who's in the HAP space right now? I mean, I know that there were some people over in the HAP space. Who is in the HAP space? I haven't. Missy came in there earlier. She came through, but I think I thought she was watching through YouTube. She's usually checking me out on YouTube, but she came through on the HAP screen. Now, I don't believe anybody was digging on the YouTube chat. The shit's so fucked up right now. I don't even know what's happening. Yeah, so there's nobody there, and I don't think anybody's there. So Missy came through on the HAP screen, on the green screen stream. Good peoples. They've got control of their birth, taking care of their grandson, she tells me. They're raising their grandson. And that means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. Because if you're doing something like that during these times, maybe things didn't work all out with the birth parents. And I don't know if it's the son or the daughter whose kid that is, but it doesn't even matter. The kid's being taken care of. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I kick it through HAPS on YouTube, and it comes through on HAPS on the screen. Okay, I'm fucking with it now. I'm starting to understand how this all works out. I popped it in here, and then it comes through there. So it does the same thing through here. I get it. Peace to all the content creators out there in HAPS that have been fucking with me. Tony D, Sunday Night Smoke, of course, Information Man. Information Man has ran people my way this week. I appreciate him and talking about me in other streams and whatnot. We've just got to continue to move forward. And in talking about this situation with birth control, we're not moving forward a lot of times parenting. We're not controlling our births. How do we get into that space to where whatever on the outside becomes more important than actually just taking care of the child? And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I mean, of course, there's going to be some things where you're probably going to be kind of selfish on, because to make yourself everything that you need to be for that child, sometimes you have to be a little bit selfish if it's all going to be for the greater good of the child. But then being selfish and neglecting your child is that bullshit. I ain't gonna get all into that, because I see that a lot too. I see that where people just are selfish. They're selfish and then wonder why this happened. I'm not talking about selfish to get to the next step. I'm talking about selfish habitually. And then you sit there and wonder why that happened. Why'd that happen? Because you didn't take care of business. That's what it all breaks down to. You didn't take care of business. You weren't in control. You weren't supervising. You weren't managing. You weren't guiding. You weren't raising the child. So, but yeah, I appreciate Anybody that's new in the space, subscribe to HAP, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Freedman Media. Peace to my brothers from Be the Power. Peace to all the United Sons and Daughters of Freedman. It's a cause that you have to rock with if you really love Native Black Americans. We are freedmen. We are still here. We are the sons and daughters of freedmen. You know, we're not the sons and daughters of slaves. They were free. And being that we're the sons and daughters of freedmen, the sons and daughters of freedmen before us were the sons and daughters of slaves. So that direct connection doesn't break. And that direct spirit cannot break. And when we're talking about birth control, we're talking about lineage. We're talking about lineage. And that's what this is. We are a unique people because of our lineage. They done painted everybody black. People of color, minorities, clumped them all together. But we are unique in the space of melanated people. And what I want to see from us is us taking pride in birth control. We need to take pride in it. Because when you take pride in something, you care about it, you'll do for it, you'll treat it special. You got to treat it special. Birth control. If you don't treat it special, there's consequences for that. There are consequences for that. I'm rolling up on 60 minutes. Chat room ain't really been popping. I was probably pretty much ignored on this stream. Peace to Missy B. Peace to Karan Gaines. You know, they came forth with some words, with some love. Everybody could be working right now. You know, it's like right near a lot of work days and things like that. There were some people that passed through, but not enough to the point where they needed to throw up the peace sign, stop and say hello. I get it. I'm good with it. Because I just pop on here with nuggets. You don't pick the nugget up? Can I be angry at this point? Absolutely not. Let me go ahead and answer that. That was rhetorical. I know the answer to that. So I'm living on a bagel right now, so I think I need to go grab something. I need to go grab something to eat. I think I need to go hang in the chow line. I need to go hang in the chow line. So I'm going to do that. And hey, scratching and surviving. Good times. Peace to everybody in the HAP space. Peace to everybody in the YouTube space. Peace to everybody, Facebook. I'll do this again, couple hours. We'll see where we're at then. I think I'm going to catch up on a Kwame Brown video. See what he's talking about today. He's ruling the roost. So he's somebody I watch. I don't have to necessarily gain content from him. I don't tag his videos on my shit so I can get clout. It's not about that. I just love the way he torches motherfuckers because they're simps. He don't do this shit to fuck with people. He actually tortures people for doing wrong shit. That's an American. One love.